What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Ezra Rozier here. So the Eagles enter this Christmas Eve game in Dallas tomorrow with an impeccable league-leading 13-1 record. And I want to point out real quick, even though we have one loss this season against Washington on Monday Night Football, that game was at home. That game was at Lincoln Financial Field. The Eagles are 7-0 playing on the road this season. 7-0. We have never started a season 7-0 on the road. And in fact, you can make that a perfect 8-0 on the road by beating the Cowboys. So many great opportunities await us with a victory in this game. Firstly, so you can clinch the number one seed and home field advantage against the hated rival Cowboys in their stadium right before Christmas. You can secure the number one seed and home field advantage throughout the playoffs against the hated rival Cowboys in AT&T Stadium, a venue that we have struggled mightily at lately, and ruin their Christmas, totally devastate the Cowboys and spoil their Christmas like the Grinch. It would be beautiful. It would be beautiful. And also, so the Eagles' record for most regular season wins is 14. It's a three-way tie between 2004, 2017, and 2022 this season. You can get that franchise record 14th regular season win in AT&T Stadium against the hated rival Cowboys right before Christmas. You can just set so many milestones with a win in this game. So let's talk about the offense. The big thing about this game is that Gardner Minshew will be starting in relief of Jalen Hurts, who suffered a sprained shoulder against the Chicago Bears. And I see a lot of sentiment throughout our fan base about, oh crap, it's Minshew. We're screwed. We're going to lose this game. A lot of people don't seem to believe in Minshew. I would say like the majority of our fan base does believe in Minshew, but I think I see like a decent like 40% that's skeptical about Minshew. And I implore you, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget about the New York Jets game last year. So in week 12, Jalen Hurts injured his ankle during the loss to the New York Giants, and he was unavailable for the week 13 game against the New York Jets. Gardner Minshew came into that game in relief of Jalen Hurts, and he played very well. He played very admirably. He went 20 of 25, I believe 240 yards passing, and 2 touchdowns, both to Dallas Goedert. And speaking of Dallas Goedert, those two were connecting like Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski. I think Gardner Minshew in that game, he had the highest passer rating for an Eagles quarterback since Nick Foles. And Dallas Goedert, by the way, since I just mentioned him, Dallas Goedert will return for this game. For the first time since week 10 against Washington, Dallas Goedert will be available for the Philadelphia Eagles. And this is very critical for this game because you saw it in the Jets game last year. Gardner Minshew and Dallas Goedert built a great connection. They have a great connection together. And with him back, you can really make some stuff happen against the Dallas Cowboys defense. People, do not forget, Gardner Minshew has a 41-12 touchdown to interception ratio. This guy isn't a scrub. This guy isn't a scrub, guys. Minshew can play. And a lot of people, another reason why people don't like Minshew, so the season finale last year against the Dallas Cowboys, the game where we rested starters after we clinched the playoff berth the previous week against Washington, Minshew started that game, and he didn't look too great. He didn't look amazing. Like, he was good in the Jets game, but he was mediocre against the Cowboys. But I implore you all to remember that in that game, Gardner Minshew didn't have the benefit of playing with our starting lineup. He was playing with second stringers and third stringers. Gardner Minshew did not have the weapons that he'll be having in Dallas tomorrow on Christmas Eve. You got Dallas Goedert, who he had last year. You got Devontae Smith, he had him. You got A.J. Brown, who he did not have last year. Quez Watkins, Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, Grant Calcaterra, Jack Stoll. There's so many weapons at Minshew's disposal. And this guy, he can come in and win a game for you. We saw it against the Jets. Now, admittedly, these Cowboys will be tougher than the Jets we had last year, but I still believe in Gardner Minshew. I still think that he could step in and win this game for the Philadelphia Eagles. And now let's talk about the defense. So I think that the Dallas Cowboys offense can be had. So Dak Prescott, I believe he has 11 interceptions since he returned. Dak Prescott has been very, very turnover prone this year. He's thrown more picks this year than he had all of last year. Dak Prescott, he tends to turn the ball over. And you saw it against the Houston Texans, and you saw it against the Jacksonville Jaguars. He threw an awful pass on that first interception. The second one wasn't really his fault because Like it bounced off of Noah Brown's hands and it went for a pick six. I won't kill him too much for that one. But the first interception he threw in that Jaguars game was horrendous. It was a horrendous interception. So you got a turnover prone quarterback in Dallas and Dak Prescott. I think that the pass rush can really get to him and really stifle him. This pass rush has really turned it on in these past few weeks. Javon Hargrave. Oh, by the way, the snubs that we had for the Pro Bowl are ridiculous. How did Javon Hargrave with 10 and a half sacks not get into the Pro Bowl? 10 sacks. He leads the NFC in sacks for a defensive tackle. Josh Sweat had 9.5 sacks, and he didn't get in either. James Bradbury. James Bradbury has been the best corner in football, arguably, this year, and he didn't get in. And I don't care, like, alternates, that's like a slap in the face. Like, that doesn't really count, in my opinion. But anyway, let's get back to the defense. So you got Dak Prescott, a turnover-prone quarterback. And Dak Prescott, he's not a scrambler. Like Justin Fields, he gave us fit scrambling. Dak Prescott is not a scrambler. He looks so slow when he runs. I'm not scared of Dak Prescott. And when it comes to their receiving core, I think the main threat is CeeDee Lamb. Like the other guys, like Dalton Schultz, he's a decent tight end. And Noah Brown, he's all right. But the main weapon is CeeDee Lamb. I think once you rub out CeeDee Lamb, once you shut down CeeDee Lamb, you can really take over that game against the Dallas Cowboys defense. This pass rush, I need this pass rush to keep stepping up. This pass rush has had a strong few weeks against the Titans, the Giants, the Bears, Javon Hargrave, Josh Sweat, Ndamukong Suh, Linval Joseph, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham. I need those guys to really step up. Hassan Reddick, I can't forget Hassan Reddick. He was one of the main stars of the Bears game on Sunday. This pass rush, I can see them making it a nightmarish day for Dak Prescott. I can see us getting like 2 or 3 interceptions in this game. Dak has been that turnover prone. It's a shame that we don't have C.J. Gardner-Johnson available for this game, but I still think that we match up well against this Cowboys offense. Now, I want to talk about our offensive line. So the Dallas Cowboys pass rush is no joke, as we all know. Michael Parsons, you got DeMarcus Lawrence, you got Armstrong. They can really get after the quarterback. I think they're second in sacks after us. But lately, they have not been playing up to their pedigree. I think they have just 1 sack over their last 2 games. They didn't get any against the Texans, and they got one very early, Michael Parsons, on Trevor Lawrence against the Jaguars. That's 1 sack in their last 2 games. And this offensive line, they're coming off of a mediocre showing against the Chicago Bears. I see this as a perfect opportunity to really step up and really protect Gardner Minshew, because Gardner Minshew, he doesn't scramble as well as Hurts, so he's a little bit more prone to getting rushed. But if this offensive line can hold up against a Cowboys pass rush that has been underachieving lately, we can be good. And secondly, Gardner Minshew, I want you to target that one Cowboys corner, Kelvin Joseph. We know that Trayvon Diggs, he's a ball hawk. He tends to get a lot of interceptions. He's been a lot better in coverage this year. But that other corner, Kelvin Joseph, who's been filling in for Anthony Brown, he has been getting torched. He got burned by freaking Zay Jones against the Jaguars. You got to keep going at that corner, Kelvin Joseph. He will get torched if you keep going after him. Minshew, you got to target. You got to get that matchup, A.J. Brown against, well, actually, A.J. Brown will probably be locked in with Trayvon Diggs, but you got to get that matchup of Devontae Smith against Kelvin Joseph, because Kelvin Joseph, he stinks as a corner. That guy stinks. He's been getting burnt like toast. He reminds me of Izell Jenkins from the early 90s for the Philadelphia Eagles, Toastmaster General. So this guy, this game, even though the consequences aren't big if we lose this game, because you can still clinch the number 1 seed with a win against the Giants or the Saints, we have to win this game. We haven't swept the Cowboys since 2011. That is 11 years ago when Michael Vick was quarterback, when Tony Romo was the Cowboys quarterback. It's been 11 years since we swept the Dallas Cowboys. And we have to end this losing streak at AT&T Stadium. We have lost 4 straight games at AT&T Stadium. We were once 6-4 at AT&T Stadium. We won at that place every year, it seemed like. Now we're 6-8. It all began with that Amari Cooper game in 2018 where he had 217 yards, 3 touchdowns. They won the game. The Cowboys won the game off of a deflected pass in overtime by Rasul Douglas. Cooper caught it and ran it in for a touchdown. Since then, these last 3 games at AT&T Stadium have not been close. They have been disastrous. They have been embarrassing. We have lost by just lopsided margins, 37-10 in 2019, 37-17 in 2020, and then 41-21 in 2021 last year. We have to end this losing streak at AT&T Stadium. We got to get this win tomorrow. And Minshew, his college coach, Mike Leach, died recently. And Minshew really loved that guy. Minshew saw him as a great influence in his life. And personally, I see that as a big motivating factor for Gardner Minshew. I see Gardner Minshew going out in this game against the Cowboys and playing his heart out for his deceased coach, his recently deceased coach, Mike Leach. So Gardner Minshew, we're behind you 100%, buddy. I still think we're going to win this game. I think that we're going to upset the Cowboys with a backup quarterback. And it would be so poetic because after all the excuses we heard when we beat the Cowboys earlier this season, oh, you beat Cooper Rush. We didn't play Dak Prescott. You beat our backup quarterback. How awesome would it be to go into Dallas and beat the Cowboys to clinch the number 1 seed with a backup quarterback? We would completely invalidate the Cooper Rush excuses that we heard earlier this year. It would be so poetic, guys. But I think we're going to win this game. The Eagles will clinch the number 1 seed and home field advantage at AT&T Stadium tomorrow. We will get our franchise record 14th regular season win against the Cowboys at AT&T Stadium, and we will win at AT&T Stadium for the first time since 2017, the season where we won the Super Bowl. So take care, everybody, and go Birds.